problems in Singapore.
Sometimes you will hear like women say to us, it's like, all the good men in this world are like dead, married or gay. A lot of the clients that I see, they are usually very successful women. No matter how many men I put in front of them, it's not going to work.
So like for women, what is the most common thing that like women want to find in a man?
Average height of Singaporean men is 1.73. They want 1.85.
I'm so angry about this also, you know.
No, everything goes well, everything is great. And then at the last point, he kind of like took out one photo from his bag and said, I want all the girls that you match with me look like my ex-girlfriend.
Only marginally better than if you say this is my mother.
They say, right, that like guys when they are dating, they are looking for a mother. Am I wrong? When you try your best, but you're still single, this episode is for you. We are going to be talking about dating problems in Singapore, how to score that second date, and you know, what does it really take to be in a committed, long-lasting relationship. Today we have with us a guest who has spent 22 years trying to help Singaporeans fix this problem, and she has helped over 3,500 couples get married. That's like one every alternate day, by the way. So let's welcome the group CEO of Lunch Actually, Violet Lim.
Here to help us.
Welcome.
She's literally saving Singapore, eh?
Yeah. I'm surprised they never mentioned her at the TFR speech at Parliament. Yeah.
So you've arranged more than 160,000 first dates, right? Which I think then equates to like meeting maybe over 100,000 singles. Looking at the singles versus the people who get married in the end, right? Like what do you think is the thing that makes it click that the singles are still missing?
I think there are a few things. Okay, so one is that people who meet someone, a lot of times, like if you look around your friends, like those who are like getting married early, chances are they met their other half at school, at university. Because if you think about it, like when you're schooling, that's the highest supply of singles, right? Like
true.
Yeah, because
Whoa.
everybody is single.
Yeah.
And chances are people don't think so much about it. They won't think like, hey, you know, what job is he doing? Or, you know, does he have a car? Or things like that.
Oh, that's the part where you can base on potential.
Yes, it's very much based on like, oh, you know, do I click with this person? You know, like, do I feel good? Are we compatible? So it's a bit more simple. And as you say, it's a bit like everybody is starting from the same ground. Like, you know, nobody is in a job, nobody has a car. The other thing is that like some of the clients that I see, a lot of the clients that I see, they are usually very successful women.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so they...
You like quite
Whoa,
interested.
okay. So,
How much is the package?
let's talk about these successful women.
So they have been working for a while, you know, they did very well in school and then they got a very good job. They have been working for a while and they are earning like a lot of money. Like, you know, usually when we see like their income range, we're like, whoa, okay. So it's like, of course, they would have a certain expectation when they are looking for a partner as well. But of course, you know, like as people progress in age, you know, like the number of eligible men, for example, it will also decrease. Generally, men tend to marry younger women. You know, and women tend to like look for older men, right?
Okay.
So in that sense, men kind of always have this pool of people whom they can date.
I see. But for me, it's like, now I need to find a 50-year-old.
Oh no.
There are older women now that come to us, like they are like, okay, I'm open to dating younger men. Yeah, it happens, you know, we have seen it as well. But I would say it's still the minority. We are seeing people who are looking for a second chance at love. So usually they would have been married before, maybe now they are divorced or like they are like widowed. Yeah, so they are like looking at a second opportunity.
I hear this phrase a lot, right? That women will say, oh, all the good men are already taken. Do you also hear that?
Yes, definitely. I would say sometimes you will hear like women say to us, it's like, all the good men in this world are like dead, married or gay.
Hey, John Paul. Hey. What's up, baby? So, obviously not true because I think...
Exactly.
John is such a lovely gentleman over there. Last I checked, he's not gay.
How do you check? I'm not aware of this check.
Exactly.
Not true,
Obviously, it's not true, right? But the problem is that when they have such a mindset, you know, which is a very valid point they have brought up, then it's like no matter how many men I put in front of them, it's not going to work. Sometimes people think being the right one just means, oh, how do you dress? You know, like, you know, makeup or whatever, things like that. It's not that. It's really the mindset as well. Yeah.
Do you think in the Singapore dating scene, there's a negative stereotype towards matchmaking? Like, are people reluctant to go because they see as like maybe a last resort kind of thing?
I would say yes and no. In the past, it's even worse. I remember when I first started this business, right? It's like everybody's like, why? And like nobody's going to use it. And then I remember, you know, our first office, it was at Clifford Center. So one day, like ding dong, and then like we went out, right? We were like, why nobody? Then finally, right, we found a poor guy. He's like hiding in a pantry opposite our office.
Why?
So I think it's like there's such a big stigma attached to it. He's so scared that he's going to be seen.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that was really a huge stigma attached to it, I would say, when it first started. But I would say now is a lot less. However, having said that, I think people who meet through us, right, they're not as open to sharing with others, like as compared to, like, let's say they met through a dating app.
Yeah.
So
But you say that, right? Then the dating app also got the same thing, because one of the very common problems I always say is, right, we must be on the same page about lying about where we met.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a common thing I see on dating apps. Like we have to come up with a story where we don't meet on dating app. Mostly tongue in cheek. I'm sure it's like mostly joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like you can see how there is a stigma even then, right? The preconceived idea, like, if I tell people I met at Tinder, then like we get married, then we say this at this. My best man going to say this, man?
Yeah.
No, right? Oh, this couple, this lovely couple met on Bumble. Like, so I guess they're like, we come up with another backstory. So it's the same.
Would you ever consider
Would I consider what? Having a best
matchmaking?
man? No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Why?
Because I also subscribe to this. Am I here because I failed in every other path possible to get my, to get like my soulmate?
Yeah.
So it's an ego thing.
No, it's like this is admitting defeat.
Exactly.
Which I'm like, no, it's not in ego. It's just I haven't tried everything and then I cannot say no. I cannot say it's all done.
Okay.
So it's only if every other avenue is failed, right? Then I'll be like, okay lah, bobs lah. I mean, after this is really arranged marriage lah. What else is left, right?
No, but they have so many
Interesting,
database
yeah.
of successful women.
Yeah, we do actually. That's the one thing that is very interesting. Because for men, right, like men really should consider joining dating and matchmaking agencies because like you are definitely in the advantage. Yeah, but for women, right, women should go and join dating apps.
Oh, they should be on that.
Yes, because there are a lot more men on dating apps. It's like, I think the ratio is maybe about 70-30 or even 80-20 or maybe certain apps might be 90-10. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. For guys, right? Actually, how guys swipe dating apps, I mean, you tell me whether it's true. They basically don't need to look like they just swipe first.
Yes. Oh my god, my friend, right? He bought Tinder Premium last time. And then I asked him how he swipe, right? He just swipe without
Just
looking. He just
swipe.
pressed
Exactly.
until the end, no more.
Yeah.
No, so the reason why he got premium, right, is because Tinder got ads now every now and then. So you can't constantly keep swiping right.
And you need a new deck, ma.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you just press
Exactly.
You need to refresh the.
Because the reason for that is, right, because on dating apps, you need to have a mutual match, right?
Yeah.
Because if there's no mutual match, nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like I have two observations for this. So the
Yes.
first one is that I think it's because we know that there are so many men out there.
Yes.
They're all swiping on the girls. So girls are spoiled with choice.
Yes, for sure.
So because of that, right, I feel like at some point you will kind of like give up. And so you just like, okay, never mind. If we match already, then let me see whether there's anything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're giving the females the choice.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
The other half of it is that I think what you mentioned, right, about how you like, okay, I look everything, make sure like, okay, can or not. Then I swipe right?
Yes.
I think when you just start, you do that.
Yeah.
Then after that, right, you one
A bit
way in
less,
already, you like, wow, a bit shag. I cannot keep looking at so many. Then slowly you start to get faster and faster until you get to the point where you just like, you watch Netflix.
I'll be honest, that's the opposite of how. For me, it's like I'm looking for one thing I'll say yes to. Then I'm like, okay, thank God there's something I can swipe right on.
What, like example?
Like, okay, so if I say like an interesting prompt that shows me that you are not a boring person, like anything interesting at all.
Okay.
Or as if you met, that's absolutely not. Yeah, that is not. She's slandering me over there. So one prompt that's good or shows me any form of personality or character that is that is different from every other girl out there, I'd be like, that's interesting. I have a reason to swipe right. As opposed to what you just mentioned where girls are like, there are 7 reasons to swipe right, but 1 reason to swipe left.
Like out of 10 women, right? How many are boring without an interesting thing in their bio?
Ooh, I find in Singapore, like 6 or 7 out of 10 profiles are damn, like she's pretty, but like this sounds boring. Like I'm very looks agnostic. To me, like looks are like whatever one. The idea of me being bought with somebody like 5 dates down the road, right? That scares me more.
So if I see like 1-2 pictures and then I think like, okay, I find this person physically attractive already, I'm just gonna swipe right because I think a lot of Singaporeans, I don't know internationally, but I think a lot of people don't know how to sell themselves well.
It's true.
So like why bother reading if that's going to actually minus marks? Instead, right, if I match already, then I'll read. If it impresses, then that's fantastic because like, okay, score points, right?
Yes.
Then if it isn't, at least I know I'm physically attracted to this person, then maybe there's a conversation to be had there and then we see whether, I'm literally trying not to judge them by their profile.
Right. I'm very much judging them
It's
on
the
I see what
opposite.
you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it is a problem. For sure it's a problem. Because it's like a lot of times when like I just look at dating apps profiles, right? I'm like, why?
I'm so angry about this also, you know. Like, I don't understand. I don't know.
thinks
Okay,
that-
because I see so many girls, right, don't know how to take a good picture, don't know how to present themselves well.
Yeah.
Like, they take the worst selfie in like a dungeon somewhere, right? and like
Well, let's not-
from the
What
floor,
kind of
you know.
girls you looking at?
Whoa.
No, is why would you're selling yourself.
Yeah.
This is your one opportunity, your poster of yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that?
No, you must see guys
you
one
know-
ah.
No, I never. That's why, okay, I'm curious to know whether the guys do the same thing. But
Same. They
same,
take the
same.
selfie, right? It's half the face or like one.
No,
then the
half the face they can see my
yeah,
nose.
then the eligible ones, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
eligible ones, right, is standard pictures.
Yes.
One with a fish,
I've
dog,
heard
one
that.
with dog or cat,
Okay,
group
okay.
of friends.
Mountain climbing.
Yeah, and then travel, right, but damn far.
Yeah.
Like little, like the scenery is bigger than their body.
Wait,
Like, I
of
cannot
course the
judge.
scenery bigger than the body. You think I might bigger than mountain? What are you
It's like
talking about?
if it's a dating profile, you should
It's
put
too
something.
I see.
else.
No, but at least if those got show face, it's not so bad. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen profiles where they literally don't show their face. So that's why I always tell people who are going on dating apps, I say, please do not assume that your profile works. You know, talk to your friends. Ask them, like, if you see this
Yeah.
profile, what do you think? Like for example, there was this guy, my friend. He's my friend actually. Then he has this photo, like he took off his shirt and then he's like upside down. Then I'm like, why?
Athletic
Calisthenics.
handstand bar.
Calisthenics.
Okay, but anyway, so I asked him to change his photo, and I think like after that he did better. Like the next time we met, he said, "Oh, I actually have a girlfriend now. Oh, good, awesome."
So you say now Raja is like a new client coming to you, right?
Yes.
What's the first thing you go through with him?
Wow.
Oh dear. Oh no.
No la, joke. Okay. The first thing is really we want to find out a bit more about his values. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
We feel that what would really make or break a long-term relationship is really whether you have common values. So we feel that, of course, you know, we all love people who's a bit funny, witty, you know, we
Yeah.
can share a laugh. I think that's important. Or like, you know, we love people who can share the same hobbies as us, but all of this, we feel that, you know, it's a secondary thing. For some people, like religion is very important. So for them, like they must have same religion. Or some people, they love to improve themselves. They're always like going for like all sorts of seminars and things like that. But the other person is kind of like a couch potato, like don't want to do anything with their life. It's a bit difficult. So that's why that's the first thing that we really want to ascertain.
So like for women, what is the most common thing that like women want to find in a man versus the other way?
or women's most important values, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So like this is a question that I get asked a lot. Like whenever let's say I get interviewed by Hong Kong media, you know,
Right.
or like Indonesian media, because they know that we have offices in different markets, right? Then you're like, oh, you know, so Singaporean man different from Hong Kong man in terms of what they are looking for. Okay, I'm very sorry to disappoint you. The answer is more or less the same around the world. I would say when it comes to
You're all looking for the same thing.
yeah, because
Fat ass. I don't know.
it's like what we are looking for, right? Fortunately or unfortunately, I would say it's very much like biologically driven.
Right.
Like
Right.
whether we know it or we do not know it. For men, right, I would say definitely visual. They are very visual. Like physical attraction is very important. For women, I would say that they will look for financial stability, but not so much because they don't earn a lot of money themselves. They also earn a lot, you know, like I mentioned, right? But I think it's like they are looking for someone who is driven, someone, you know, who carry themselves well. So things like that, which eventually, you know, comes back to really financial stability.
So they think that like if you are financially stable, means most likely you check all these other boxes also.
yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Right.
Yes.
Is there anything you see that is too out there, then you like, oh my god, I can't find this person for you?
You look at a unicorn.
Like their value is just so like, huh?
Definitely. So,
Wait, as in like what are these like super rare?
I mean, there are things that people look out for sometimes. By itself, that one thing is not difficult. But it's like when they have like contradicting like things that they're looking for. Like let's say there was this guy, he came and he's looking for a lady who is like very well educated. Okay, not difficult. Who is like very articulate. Okay, not difficult. You know, like when we go out, you know, she carries herself very well. You know, my friends are going to be very impressed by her. Okay, not difficult. However, when we get married, I want her to stay at home.
Right.
Yeah, things like that. So it's
Right.
more like maybe she might, who knows, right? But if
Yeah.
you tell me upfront, it's like that's exactly what you want. That's going to be tough.
Is there a line that is drawn where you say that you are actually not ready to date?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How do you determine that?
So, I mean, like when we're talking to them, we'll find out whether they are ready to date, right? So, for example, there was an incident where we're talking to this client and then we're like, okay, you know, everything goes well, everything is great. And then at the last point, he kind of like took out one photo from his bag and say, I want all the girls that you matched with me look like this.
Oh.
Then we're like, who is this? My ex-girlfriend.
Oh, only marginally better than if you say this on my mother. That's the only way it's worse than you bring out your ex
No,
on the
mother is
first.
better.
Why?
Yeah.
They say, right, that like
Oedipus.
guys, when they're dating, they're looking for a mother. Am I wrong?
Singaporean man.
They're looking for...
I joined the party already.
So definitely there are points where we feel that the person is not ready. So we'll let them know. La. So for example, in this guy's case, right, we're like, okay, so it seems that you're not over your ex yet. You know, like when you guys break up, you know, you probably need some time, you know, come back to us when you're ready, right? So we will actually say that. Because we also don't want to say that, oh yes, we can do it, but then we can't, right? But what I always like tell my matchmakers, like I say, our role is like not like a waiter or waitress, right? Because like, let's say you're in a restaurant, like someone comes in and then like you look at them and then they order this, then you think, okay, they eat this, probably it's going to give them a heart attack.
Yeah.
But you're just kind of like, okay, whatever, right? This is what you want, I'll just write it down. So I say your role is actually to be a dietitian or a nutritionist. So that completely changes the story, right? So it's like if someone comes to us and then we're like, okay, let's talk about what your goal is. If your goal is, for example, is to lose weight, right? Or to be healthier, to live until 100 years old, then let's look at like what you should eat, right? So similarly for us, like if your objective in life is to like find the love of your life, to like have a meaningful relationship, so the criteria you're looking at right now, does it actually contribute to that? So a lot of times it actually does not. The height thing is such a big thing because women will come to us, they are like, okay, 20 years ago, they'll say, I want someone who's 1.75. Okay, we are like, okay, 20 years ago, our average height for Singaporean men then was 1.71.
Oh.
Yes, okay, this was 20 years ago. 22 years later, average height of Singaporean men is 1.73. So we have grown a bit taller.
Easier access to milk.
But 20 years later, now the girls say they want 1.85.
Inflation! It's crazy, yeah.
I could not keep up the inflation.
Last time house cost this much, salary this much. Now the house cost this much, salary never increased. That's basically it.
How many 1.85 men are there in Singapore, seriously?
I wear nice shoes, I can get there. But wow, that's crazy.
The shoe leave, the sales go crazy.
So, I mean, like, honestly, if you're like 1.75 yourself, right, I can't kind of understand, okay, why you need the guy to be 1.8 or 1.85, right? Then they're like, I'm 1.55. I'm like, huh?
Oh no.
Like I hear that most girls, their standard, right, is that they want the guy to be a head taller than her, so that when they hug, then she can
They
be
can
at
like
the
put
chest.
on the shoulder.
Yeah.
That's also what I heard, lah. Okay, but
Like how I rest on the optometrist machine. You look at my eye, like, that's what she wants. She wants to be the stand, is
No,
it?
most of my girlfriends, right, they just want like if they wear heels, they are not taller. That's so
No, but the heels
Oh.
got 6 inch. Or...
Like,
I heard heels very
around
uncomfortable.
6 inches.
Like, don't put yourself through there.
Wear flats, be kind of.
Yeah.
You should, with me, you can always wear flats.
That's adding to the Short Kings, take note of this. You can put this on your profile.
But the point is, right, then I ask them, I say, okay, what are you looking for? You're looking for a long-term relationship. You're looking for someone that you can spend the rest of your life with. And what that means is you're looking for someone who can be a good husband and a good father, right? If you're going to have kids. So what does the height have to do with it? There's no correlation, right? So what you should be looking for is like, what are the qualities that would actually attribute to someone being a good husband and a good father?
So the height thing, right, is basically if back in the day when we were Unga Bunga cavemen, then we wanted like a tall hunter because he can, stronger and he can fight, right?
Yes.
But today,
Protection.
yeah, but today the short king who is like a banker is probably of more societal value.
Yeah, featherweight MMA pro. Yeah.
Right, yeah. than a mountain that walks,
Exactly. So it all goes back to that. Like, thanks for bringing that up, right? It all goes back to that. And then people don't even realize that. You're like, why do you want someone taller? They're also like, oh, because I want someone taller, lor. Like, I want to put my head on the person's shoulder, lor. But because we are like hardwired to kind of like look for that like hunter, right? Long legs, can run very fast and things like that. Same thing, okay? If you ask the guy, so do you have any preference when it comes to the girl's physical appearance? They're like, I want a girl with long hair. Why must have long hair? I don't know. I just like girls with long hair. Yeah, which goes back to the same thing because like long, luscious hair signifies like fertility.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Kidding. I know, babies.
You're advertising your fertility for.
You can get my hair cut.
Okay. Which people don't even think about it. They don't even know
I
it.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Exactly, but that is the reason. Then I'm like, hey, it's okay lah. If you guys like work it out, then you just ask her to grow her hair lah. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than like not getting over their ex, like are there other things you look out for in terms of like, oh, you're not ready?
Like the mindset lah. Like for example, we talked about just now, right? If they think that all good men are like whatever, no good men this way, then we also need to examine why is that. Of course, there are certain things, right, we are not able to help with because I would say we do coaching, but it's really from where they are to like help them to go to where they need to be. But sometimes they might have some challenges from the past, like which we are not the right people to help them with. Like, so then we might suggest to them, like, do you want to like maybe go to a therapist to like kind of work through some of these things? Yeah.
So then what does coaching cover?
I talk about like being the right one, meeting the right one, choosing the right one, right? So then we'll identify where their biggest challenge is. Because of course, there are some people, their biggest challenge really is just meeting the right one. Again, contrary to popular belief, people think that we are the last resort. The truth is we are not. Okay. So we do have many clients who come to us like for different reasons. Because like, for example, we have clients where we are not even talking to them directly. We are talking to their assistant because they are just so busy. But ultimately, they still want to find someone. So we'll meet them for the consultation, find out who they are, what they're looking for. And subsequently, when we are arranging the dates, we are talking to their assistant, right? So clearly from that like perspective, eligibility, they are definitely eligible, right? So we'll work with that. Okay, so what the issue is, like, is it really meeting or is it like being? So if like, let's say it's being, for example, it could be their mindset, it could be their skill set. So skill set, I mean, of course, one is, it could be like, they are not 100% like where they should be in terms of putting their best foot forward. So it could be their
skill
dressing.
set as in being in a relationship.
That's one of it. But the other skill set is really like giving the best first impression.
Okay.
Like dressing.
Yes, like dressing.
hair.
Yes.
So the impressing part first.
Yes,
lah.
exactly. So we work with both men and women, so with women, of course, like dressing, makeup, hair, but for guys as well. So like we go shopping with them. Like, yeah, we
Really,
do.
ah?
Yes.
What, Uniqlo or what? All Singaporean men end up in
You
Uniqlo. So,
have like stylists and all that.
Yes, so that's where our stylist comes in and say that, okay, like when you're buying a shirt, like where should it land?
Yes.
Like when you buy a pants, like again, where it should land. Like a lot of times they don't know. And then their friends also don't know.
Yeah.
So that's where like we go with them shopping. They can spend a lot of money, because suddenly they are so excited. They're like, oh my goodness, I never knew like there are so many different types of shoes. Then they're like, oh, this type of shoe is for like day, this one is for work. And then they're like, oh, I never knew like, oh, shirt is like this.
Yeah, because that is the truth. I think in Singapore, right, like for most men, like you don't really bother about your fashion until one day, like when you are 20 years old in poly, and then your female classmates tell you like, hey, I think you need to do something about your dressing because you still dress like wearing like a Pokemon t-shirt or whatever, right?
Who tell you that?
Like-
Who are you?
It's a very personal story.
Who are you?
No, like it happens so much. Then, like, so for me personally, that was kind of like the case.
Okay.
Then they were like, okay, please, we need to save you. Like, just, okay, have a sum of money ready. We're going to bring you shopping.
Yes.
Then they just buy me the most base, like, I think last time it was like Top Man or what. They just buy me the most basic shit, like a plain black t-shirt, a decent pair of jeans.
And then
like,
suddenly you look so much
Converse.
better,
Then
right?
suddenly,
Yeah.
like I'm acceptable now. The problem is that after that look stayed for the next 20, next like 7 years until another, like the fashion changed already.
Right.
Then after that, another girl had to kind of tell me, hey, I think you need to do something. I think you need to stop wearing that. Like recently, like 2 years ago, so somebody had to tell me stop wearing skinny jeans. Then I'm like, oh shit.
Like how stylish does a man need to be before we start asking questions?
Slippers.
Exactly. Thank you.
No OCS singlet.
Like my
Okay,
friend.
no, OCS part, OCS.
No slippers, like no Bermudas
Yeah.
on a first date, and no like.
So okay, there was this guy. He's a very nice guy. And we thought like, hey, okay, this guy very good. How come all the dates also cannot succeed? Then finally, then we always get the feedback from the girls lah. Then we found out that because this guy, every single date he wears slipper.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like first impression is not there. Like because immediately people will start making stories in their head, right? It's like, hey, why is this guy in slipper and things like that. So very small tweak. We asked him, why are you wearing slipper for every single date? Then he say, oh, because I'm in IT, I'm in tech. So my job doesn't need me to wear nice shoes. In fact, I just work from home, right? We're like, okay, understand.
So the fact that he's not barefoot is the
It's a standard.
It's a win. So we're like, okay, fine. Okay, just put a pair of shoes in your car. Whenever you go on a date, please just wear proper shoes. Wow, very fast. Subsequently, he met someone and then he tell me he's attached and then he invited me to his wedding.
Wow, the
Shoes?
Yes.
If you stop wearing flip-flops and you put on a pair of shoes, right?
The next time we meet, he's attached
he's
already.
boom, yeah.
So after like people fill up like their checklist or whatever, do you get somebody that is 100% match? Like, is that likely to get?
Again, we are very upfront with our clients. We say there's no way we can find you someone who match 100% of what you're looking for. It's like we can match a lot of things. We definitely want to match like up to 60-70% of what you're looking for. And you are also 60-70% of what the other person is looking for. But finally, it's up to when you guys meet whether there's chemistry.
So is there an average, like how many people do I meet through the matchmaking?
I would say it's like between like 4 to 7 people.
4 to 7.
People who come to us, like, they already have very high intentions. So they are very serious-minded. They are looking to settle down in a short period of time. So I would say that our target audience is very specific. It's not people who's looking to get married 5 years later. It's not people who's looking to get married tomorrow. So it's people who's looking to settle down between 18 to 24 months.
So you're the 4 to 7 dates, right?
Yeah.
Over what time period usually?
It really depends, I would say. So there are some clients that because of their profile and also because of their preferences, it's quite easy for us to find them matches.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are some clients it will take a bit of a longer time. They are very specific, like they think this is what they want and then they just want that. But based on our experiences, right, I would say that we think that we can find love at first sight. But most of the couples that have met through us and who are successful is usually not love at first sight. It's really like they went on a date and then they rate the date like maybe 7, 7.5 or even sometimes even 6.5. But the difference is that they kept going on the next date.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after the first date, they found that, okay, might not have like instant chemistry, but there's also nothing too much that I did not like about it.
Right.
So when there was an opportunity for a second date, they went on it. And then after the second date, it's like, okay, not bad. They went on that third date. I mean, like all of us is like, we are very complex, right? It's not like, we are not like what you see is what you get, right? So it's like, you need to go on dates. You need to give it enough time to like kind of like peel that onion.
Is there a recommended like amount of time?
I would suggest that at least go on 3 dates.
Okay.
Yeah. If
3,
after 3 dates, like really cannot, then okay lah, it's cannot lah.
I feel like, who got that much time to invest into a maybe,
One date and done.
No,
One date.
okay,
I
that
don't know.
No, as in,
One and done.
I would form a very strong impression about someone after like that first 3 hour, like the first date, right?
Yeah.
Like I think anybody can form a good impression of someone. Like you can figure out whether or not this person, dovetails with me and my values. And I'll give a second date if there's it's like okay, I think got potential, right? We can try and see. But then third is wild. Like third means I'm trying to really scrape for something, like as the way I see it.
What's the circle into the square?
Yeah, the pack is not gonna fit, man.
How many dates you need?
Yeah.
So I don't really go on date. Like,
You see the app already is.
if I go first date means I think will happen already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, so your first date is always like you think there's definitely like a high chance that this will work out?
I text and talk more
Okay.
before the first date happens. So by the time I schedule the date, right, it's like maybe 2 weeks plus in already. to
Wow.
talking.
2 weeks
Then
is-
from
seems
there
like a
it's
while,
kind
huh?
of more or less there already.
Because I think like on a first date, right? Like of course some people they ace first dates, like they are just amazing, like how some people ace job interviews, right? And then after you're like, oh my goodness, why did I hire this person? But anyway, another story altogether.
We're getting into another conversation.
First date usually for us I think and most people is usually over a meal or over a coffee. So it's like more static and then like conversations, right? But then for second dates, then we usually would suggest do something different. Like, a bit like an activity. And maybe for a third date, again, something different because doing different things and under different environment, like you just see different perspective of this person.
Oh, so third date is the arguing.
Schedule something that can lead to argument.
To get into a bit of a fight or disagreement within the first 3 dates?
Because you will come up. You might as well know early,
like
right?
conflict resolution is such an important part of relationships, ma.
Does it resort to violence?
Is it
I need to
that's
know.
Is it
I know what you're going to say.
I don't need to say out loud.
What are your views then on dating multiple people at one time?
We don't encourage it, of course, right? If we know that, okay, this guy, he is, okay, cannot just say guy lah, girl lah, okay, whichever, like this client, has gone on this date and then it worked out pretty well. And then we're like, okay, so, do you want to put your membership on hold? Right? Because usually that's what happens. But then they are like, no, I'm quite happy to continue. But of course, if they are not already in a committed relationship with anybody, like then because we get feedback from the other side as well. But if the other side say, oh yeah, we are like committed, then this person is still going. Then of course, then it's a red flag lah. Then we'll be like, okay, this is what we understand.
So do you mention? You say to them?
Yeah, because we want to be fair to all parties concerned, right? Because as
Yeah.
both are also our clients. But of course, it's like, let's say, if this person is seeing someone else on the outside, then
Yeah.
it's not something that we know
Yeah.
of, then yeah.
But especially in the early stages when
Yes.
you are, like you say, it's like 60-70%,
Yes.
and then you're just pairing people up,
Yes.
right? So then it's not optimal to date one person at a time.
So sometimes when we have a success case, right, then we'll be like, oh, is it the one we just met you with previously? Then they're like, no, it's the first one. Then we're like, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, so in that case, right, so like you say, what some people do is maybe they bought a package of like, let's say 10 dates. Okay, so they are like, I don't want to waste my money, right? Because I already bought for 10 days, so I want to meet all 10 people, right? So even though like the first one was okay, but then they still kind of like, okay lah, just meet for a while, but haven't commit yet. Then this person continued to meet the rest of the people to then decide, oh yeah, actually the first one was the best.
Yeah.
So there are people who do that.
Okay.
Yeah. But there are also people who are like, they bought 10 dates and then they met the first person, they're like, oh, this is the love of my life, that's it, the end. You know, I don't need to meet the rest.
Right.
Do you teach your clients how to deal with rejection?
We do. During the date coaching, right, we do cover a lot of different things. One of it is like we call it like WhatsApp critique. But honestly, it can be anything. Like it could be like Messenger critique or like IG, whatever, right? But the idea behind it is that sometimes people have not dated for a long time. So some of our clients, they might have been out, they have been in a long-term relationship or in a marriage for the last 20 years. And then suddenly they are dating for the first time now. So it's a very different world compared to like 20 years ago when it comes to dating, right? Like previously people on the phone all the time, but now people are just texting all the time. And then like some people, like their way of texting is like, good morning, good night, have you eaten? Like, so it's not going to get you anywhere lah. Because you are competing with so many people, even though you don't see your competitors, right? But they are out there, right? And then,
So your
and
game
then
lah.
and then you are constantly like the person who is like so-called answering is also like trying to filter out, right? Like I cannot be talking to 10 people all the time. I want to filter and talk to 5. So all this good morning, good night one all finished at the end, right? So then that's why we also need to kind of like, hey, you cannot message like that, okay? So like, can we look at how we can improve on your messaging?
What's like one pro tip to be a better texter?
I think sometimes people it's so intuitive to some people. I think for some people, it's like, you know, they got game, right? They understand this. It's like, it's really the rhythm.
Okay.
Oh.
Right? So it's like,
Bam.
The motion of the ocean here.
So it's like you send something out, then the person never reply, then you send again. The person also never reply, then you send again. Then it's like become
Triple
a stalker,
texting,
right?
yeah.
Or like, for example, you send like, the person send one sentence, then you send a paragraph.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So especially when you are texting that time, there needs to be that, you know, kind of like you're playing, I don't know, pickleball lah, ping pong lah, whatever, right? There must be a rhythm to it. Then it seems like it's an interesting conversation going on.
I want to say, maybe it's a stereotype or what, but I think women make worse texters than men. I've more often encountered girls who text badly or like poorly. Like
She's busy texting other
No, that is exactly it. They just have so many conversations at one time, right? That they cannot be good in. They don't have to be good conversationalists everywhere. Like they don't even need to try because they know that there's an entire school of like a school of fish waiting to play, like, you know, for them to pick from. So they don't have to put even the barest effort into being a good texter.
Someone was actually telling me about how there's the guys can sense when the girl is texting multiple people. Like the rate at which they reply and when they reply you, right? Then you can tell that how many people they're texting, right? But
like if you hear, oh sorry, I passed out, I crashed after like 7 p.m. Like I know that's full of shit. Nobody freaking sleeps at 7 o'clock. It's okay if you're not interested in talking to me. You don't have to lie. That's fine because if I'm not interested in talking to someone, I'll make it like quite clear. I'll be like, maybe this is not for us. We're not, whatever. Yes. But I don't need to lie lah. What do you mean you slept at 7? Shut up.
Actually, what is it like from the female perspective? Let's say you just started texting somebody, right? Like, what are you looking out for?
I personally like if the guy like texts very long messages.
Oh.
Like I'm looking for like whether he has conversational points. And whether like what she said, like it keeps going lah. I feel like when I throw out a question, right? If he just replies me, I think it's damn boring.
Okay.
Like he has to ask me back ma. Like I can't be the only one just talking and like asking you questions about your life and then you just reply me. Like I'm looking for you to share about yourself or like ask me questions.
So that's the conversational skills. Yeah. Then what else are you looking for? Yeah.
So me and all my girlfriends, right, when we're in the dating phase, actually we take damn long, right, to even press the swipe yes. Because when we look at the profile, right, first we see the pictures to see the vibe or whether the guy is okay looking or not. Then we will stalk the person to see his actual social media, whether it's like the photo is from 5 years ago or like 2 years ago or 1 year ago. Because he may be taking picture of another girl, then like you like, who's that girl? Then you have to stalk and see.
Oh.
Wait, this is before you swipe, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you've already, while on that profile, you have already stalked already.
Yes, I already started.
I feel like for girls, right, when we press the tick, right, it's like I'm confirmed want to talk to you. So I'm like, I don't want to waste my time. So I'm like filtering like how you write the sentence and like, are you witty? Are you funny? Are you not a creepy, like weird person.
Do you all also do the screen share to the TV then all the friends see together?
Oh no, not so serious.
What the heck is
But
that?
Wait, I've heard of this. This is common, by the way.
so
Some of my
socially
female friend
acceptable.
groups. Yeah.
Screen share, then
behavior.
everybody will pick apart the profile. Then we see like if got a guy that everybody approve
Then the council will weigh in
Yeah.
whether it's a right
Yeah,
or
if
not.
I found out that
Yeah,
the
got
girl did
voting
that,
one.
if I found out that girl did that, I deal breaker.
But you approve of all the friends, so if the first one no chance, you can still go.
Okay, fine.
It's a tough sell, but you got him.
Not like the press yes very important to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, my friends will wait one day just to show me the profile so we discuss together to make sure
gosh.
press
Yeah.
the yes.
So you are holding on to that one profile on the
Yeah,
app.
I will help them stop.
I can see a comedy skit. Like you hold on the whole
Yeah.
time, then the next day when you try to show that you accidentally.
You accidentally swipe left.
It's such a long decision
Yeah.
process.
But versus men who are mass spamming the right swipes compared to the girls
that
like.
makes complete sense because girls also know guys are like mass spamming, right? So it's like once
I
you
mean, not me lah.
right swipe, then that means you have to talk to this guy already because chances are this guy also don't know whether like or
Yeah.
don't like, just anyhow swipe.
So we are both the problem. After you match, right? When should the first date happen?
The average talking time seems
Depends,
to be like
eh.
2 weeks.
I heard it
I-
has to be damn fast now.
Okay, how long is yours?
Yeah. No, it's definitely way shorter than 2 weeks.
So yours
Huh,
is
really?
I think the conversion time has to be within like a few days of conversation. You need to set up a date really. Like within
That's
3
too
to 4
fast.
days.
No.
No, not that I have to meet within 4 days.
Yeah,
I'm
set
saying
up. Yeah.
I
Set
need
up.
to have said I'm going to ask you out on a date and I'm going to set like the date.
Right.
Within 3 or 4 days, I will set that date.
Okay.
Whether that is a week away or not.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think you wait 2 weeks to set up one. It like sounds like a bit. I don't know how the girls look
by
at
the
it.
time I meet the person, it's gonna be 2 weeks. At least
No, but
2
John
weeks.
Paul is the guy who will take 2 weeks before he asks on a date, is it? How long do you before you say, hey, you want to go out on this? When does that happen?
I think a week or two lah.
You see, he I feel like this is not the normal
but-
period of time.
Hey, girlfriends got
fine.
wait
I don't
months.
yeah.
What
Yes,
months?
Like
yes.
they talk for 3 months.
Yes,
Finally
actually
got-
quite a lot
3
of girls,
months?
they drag it very long. They drag it for months.
It's not merger and acquisition. Why need wait 3 months?
I
You
don't know.
do due
No, I
diligence.
feel like they because when they meet they are already sure, so they want to make
But
sure.
I really do not recommend that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
for me, right, I
can't
really
imagine.
think that once you right swipe and then talk a bit legit, not creepy, not weird, not strange, just meet.
Okay.
Yeah, because
It's a very low bar to me.
no, because it's like if not right, like you will start creating this person who might not even be that person.
Right.
Yeah, because the longer you chat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, for you, like few days, for you 2 weeks, I think okay, still fine. But for months, right? I really feel you in your head, you really have this completely different person.
Right.
And when you
right.
finally meet, right, chances are you're going to be disappointed.
Imagine after 3 months of texting, then you meet him, then his voice very nasally or something. Then you're like,
Yeah,
What's wrong with nasally?
whatever.
But you
lah,
won't just
whatever.
text,
I mean,
right?
I don't
You
know.
will call, you will... As in during the
Yeah.
texting also.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Phone calls and voice message and all that.
Because it's a
Yeah.
a long time to invest like 3 months to talk to a person as well if you think about it, right?
Yeah,
so why
true
not
thing.
more or less you need to have coffee every day anyway, or you need to eat every day anyway. Just
Yeah.
date zero lah, right? We just call it date zero. It's not even the first date.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
vibe check and
First
then,
date is a vibe check. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
really a date.
and that's it.
Okay, then back to the female perspective also, right? Is for first date, what do girls look out for? What are
What
girls
they
looking
look out for? Number 1, fashion. No, presentable. Like I see
Okay,
the
yeah.
slippers, right? A lot of I feel like a lot of my friends the dates fail because they already from the first impression already fail. So they feel like they're giving chance after that.
Okay.
And then second is like
Reaction to number
the
1.
And they say men are superficial.
emotional stability.
What?
Yeah.
How you go from
Emotional stability
slippers
on the
to
first
emotional
date?
stability?
I feel like some guys, they don't, like when you talk about something, right? And then you feel excitement for something, right? And then they just don't know how to match that emotion, or like they are still hung up on their ex, or like you can see these kind of things come out when you talk to a person, you know what I mean? So like there's like a test now, right? Like if you go out with a guy, you're supposed to say like, oh my God, that day I saw a bird. And then if they don't say like, oh, what the bird look like, or like, oh, really, you saw a bird, right? Then they fail.
What?
Means they're not even interested
Follow-up
talking to you.
questions.
But did
Guys.
she actually see a bird?
She liar. So
No lah,
basically,
but like you can
I
just
think this is
say any bird.
manipulation already.
It's most likely you will see a bird, what, already.
I cannot.
for the record, I every
What
day.
these games you're playing.
Every day I do check the NParks live stream of the birds that live at OCBC Center.
Okay.
Every single day I check that out. So,
My
girls-
fellow single man.
it's a
And I
bit.
want to know, like, what do guys look out for then? Because for girls, right, we do like to, as in, for me and some of my girlfriends, we do like to hear the guy talk about his passions and jobs. Like stability.
Yes.
Then for y'all, what do y'all look out for?
Sense of humor,
Okay.
some direction in life. Because like I don't expect you to have everything figured out, but I need you to have like some sort of like a path for yourself, right? Because I think that if you just build your world around another person, that part is like I don't think it's that healthy. The other aspect to it is also like what you're looking for in a relationship, right? Because like I feel like the only reason why you get into a relationship is to play two-player games,
Yeah.
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 So what two-player game you want to play?
I know some people like that, and then their whole personality changes based on who they're with. And then that's like after if they break up or what, right? Then like they completely morph into somebody else. But if I was asked, what is this person? Who is this person, right? My way of describing them is everything I talk about them, right? It relates back to their partner at the time. So I can't say this person is this person. They are an extension of someone else. So I really love when I see someone who's like this is me, this is what I like. I don't really care about, like, that doesn't matter to me who I'm with. So the independence, that sort of like, I am my person is quite, like, it's very attractive to me. And yeah, I think humor is very big thing. Cause like I make some of like I drop some of my best lines, and then if she doesn't understand and reply back in a similarly funny way, then I'm like, I feel a bit like, no, I feel like.
Do you have a go-to, like a naso?
An asshole.
Sometimes like, okay, so on some occasions when like she looks like she's ethnically ambiguous, then I'll be like, wait, actually, do you have any Indian in you? And then she's like, no, then I'll be like, you want some? Like, it's like just it's like a way to break that ice and then immediately dive into something else. It's not always.
Whoa, that will make me leave.
It's not always gonna work. It's not meant to work on you. You're not ethnically ambiguous.
No lah, like, maybe like, oh my god.
No lah, joke, but it's like, I need someone to understand.
It was your best line.
No, I don't say my best line. I say it's one of my best. So I need them to understand it like.
But a girl that you would like would vibe with that.
Would make it would make some other sort of similar joke like that, which is great.
I can see it. Like
and like sometimes I feel like I wasted like a good line. I've mentioned this before when we do our lunchtime conversations. Then it's like, because on the apps you have prompts, right?
Yeah.
And so this was like this girl had like a, what do you look for in a man? And then her reply had been driven. She likes driven men. Great. So I replied, if you like driven men, you're gonna love my Grab history. And then she didn't understand. She was like, huh? What I didn't say it.
That one good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The other one.
The other one?
Okay, maybe I don't
hit
get.
or miss.
Right.
Hit or miss.
yeah, that one hit or miss.
Your some Milo Ping to your Cha Cha Lang Teh is.
When the next one you make my heart baduk.
No, but the sense of humor is
it's just
also
funny,
like,
yeah.
is communication is one. I think it's a good representation of your ability to communicate, being on the same wavelength. It's also a good show of like intellect. Yeah, which is something that I also
Do you all
value.
have something that you recommend they must do or must ask on the first date?
I don't recommend that there's anything that they must do or must ask on a first date. But what I recommend they don't do on a first date is to see each first date is an opportunity to info gather. Okay. If we make that our sole purpose of this first date, you'll make it very sterile and you'll make it very uncomfortable. If you go in with that sort of objective, you'll kind of be like, hey, so what do you do? Like, where do you stay? Like, tell me more about your job. It's like, then it becomes like an interview, right?
Yeah.
Which just kind of like doesn't make sense. And I think the other thing is that it goes very like surface, because like sometimes like we are constantly trying to find like commonality, right? We are trying to find what's your hobby? Then your hobby is same as mine. Okay, what country you like to travel to? But it doesn't go deep. And then the challenge is that if we go on so many first dates and then like, for example, the classic question, so what do you do in your free time? Wow. I think like almost like, I don't know, like 8 out of 10 like Singaporean women would say the same thing.
The men also are, to be honest.
Yeah, same lah, both ways lah.
Yeah.
Then you're a bit like, which one? I can't remember. Is this girl A or girl B or girl C? Because everybody is saying the same thing, right?
Yeah, matcha, high rocks, pilates.
Sleep.
It's all the same.
Sleep.
Sleep is the worst one. I hear sleep, right? I'm like, worst answer you can give. What's your hobby? I like to
Can you
sleep.
tell them? Can you tell these people?
Come on, man.
Tell
Sleep
these
cannot
people.
be your number one hobby, guys. You can't like, look, what do you do on a Sunday? Oh, I like to stay in and sleep. I'm like, okay, your homebody, I understand, but you need to something, please. I beg.
So exactly lah. So like I think if our objective in life is like, okay, we want to find someone, like we should put in the same sort of preparation as well. So I'm sure it's not too much work, since we have been talking to this person for a while, we know the profile, to see what this person is interested in as well and how to showcase ourselves in the best way possible. Right? So for example, like let's say we know that, okay, this person is very family oriented, just like us. We are also family oriented. So what can I share during a first date that would show that I'm family oriented? Because clearly I cannot be like bringing my family with me on the first date, right? Or like, let's say if like I'm someone who like I love to cook or whatever, I cannot be like saying, oh yeah, by the way, I cook very well. I love to cook. Very weird, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of like just think of how are you going to weave all this information in a very weird way, right? So actually, what do you do in your free time is the perfect question.
Oh.
Huh.
Right. Just
Yes.
must come up with better answers.
Yes. One example that I like to give, but again, please don't copy me word for word and only say this only if it's true.
Okay.
So for example, like let's say, you are very family oriented. You know that this guy is also like looking to settle down, also very family oriented. And then they say, oh, so what do you do on your weekends? So instead of saying like, I spend my time sleeping. So you say, I actually have an older sibling, so my brother, he's married, recently married, and then my sister-in-law, we get along very well. So I know it's also not easy for them. Sometimes, like my parents will help to look after the kids, but during weekends, my parents also want to have a life, right? So I'll take them out sometimes so that my brother and my sister-in-law can have some couple time together. So in such a short story, you give out so much information, and put everybody in a good light. You know what I'm trying to say?
No, but I feel it's exactly that. I just think that most people don't have a lot of experience with conversational skills, like communication skills. So they don't know how to, like half of it is also people not knowing how to tell stories.
Yes.
Right? And then they
Yes.
just like go on and on and on and then they don't know how to make a point.
I mean, I'm not expecting everybody to be Norm MacDonald, but I'm also not expecting everybody to be O-level in the foreground, in the background, on the come on. Like, we have to evolve beyond that, right? Yeah.
Okay, I think another thing I just want to bring up, which is very important, right? I feel that like when we go on a first date, there are certain things that we should talk about and we should not talk about.
Okay.
Because some people, they are like, okay, I just want to say everything, like I just let this person know everything about me in the first date.
Right.
Then they can decide whether we are right for each other. Then I don't waste time. Okay. But the challenge is that there's something like we call it like emotional bank account. Okay. So it's like, just like how if you have not met a person before, like maybe the level is like zero, there's $0. But then when you meet a person, then you get good impressions of the person, you get to know each other better, then you're sort of like banking in, right? Okay. So you only bank in enough, then only you withdraw. But then if you, from the get-go, you're already like withdrawing, right? Then it's already a negative. Okay, for example, people say, oh, should I say things like about my ex or like about like a lot of different things? I mean, no, we are not saying that you should not let people know about your exes or you have in a previous marriage or things like that. But just don't dwell too much into it or talk too much into it because like it's a first date. I don't know anything about you. Like I don't have like good enough information or feelings about you to not like maybe if certain things that I'm maybe like iffy about, like I'm going to be able to deal with.
You don't have buy-in yet.
Yeah. So how do I deposit into this emotional bank balance? How do I build
which is on the first date, right?
Yeah,
So it's like really telling stories, that are real, of course, and then like sharing about your passions, because we talk about like girls like to hear about, what's your plan in life, like are you driven, are you not driven, things like that will bang into that and for them to get to know you better, like in the positive light first. Yeah. And then subsequently on the second or third date, then when it's time to share a bit deeper on some of these things that potentially could be a negative light, then only you share.
So I save the vulnerable angle for like third date and beyond.
You can be vulnerable, but just not on things that potentially like people might have question mark on.
Right.
So to close, right, after like 22 years of watching other people's love lives, do you feel that your personal view on love has actually evolved?
What I've learned is love is actually not a feeling, but it's actually a commitment. Because I think a lot of times like people feel that, I feel that I love this person, then we get together lor. But then I learned this story okay. So basically, this couple was interviewed, right? So they asked this guy who has been married for like 50 years, and then they asked him, so what's the secret to your long-lasting marriage, right? So his answer, I remember I have to read it like 2 times, because the first time I read it, I was like, what does it even mean? So his answer was, we never fell out of love at the same time.
Ooh.
Because I think like a lot of times when we think about love, we are like, we are both so lovey-dovey, we are so in love, But the truth of the matter, in a relationship that is like 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? There will be points where we or our partner will be unlovable or, but it's just that at those points, like one person always held on. Yeah, so that's why I feel like love is not a feeling. Because like if love is a feeling, then you can always fall out of love. I just feel that when we are finding the right partner, it's important that we factor this in. Because I think a lot of times like we are looking at criteria that do not contribute to this. Looks, impressions, all these are important to us when we first get attracted to someone. But I always say that passion, it will fizzle out. Because if attraction never fizzle out, right, then Hollywood stars or like all these celebrities will not be like, divorcing each other, right? Because they are like the hottest people on earth, right?
I like that. To add on a bit, I think the awareness of when your partner is the one that is pulling is very important. Like I think the recognition that like maybe this period of time I'm going through a lot and I just don't have as much to invest into our relationship and to recognize that, hey, your partner is putting in the extra effort at this time and then affording them the same grace when that happens to them. So I think we've come to a good place to end the episode. A big thank you to Violet for joining us.
Thank you guys.
And taking all our crazy questions. Like, share, subscribe. We'll maybe put some links down below also so you can go and get help if you need to. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's talk about those successful women.
I have had a case where the girl came in and she's like, I only want to date doctors. And we're like, why? And then she's like, I come from a family of doctors. So everybody in her family is a doctor. Her mom, her dad, her brother, her sister. She's the only non-doctor in the family. And she's a pharmacist.
Also medical.
Yeah, also medical. Yeah. So she feel that if she dates someone who is like out of the medical field, right, it might be very difficult for the person to really gel with her family.
But what does that mean though?
No,
what does that mean
They
difficult?
review medical journals together.
So exactly, right?
Applause,
Is the biggest problem here that you don't understand the cardiology joke that your dad's gonna crack? Then like you don't want to laugh if you're a lawyer.
So she should date a therapist is what you're saying.